Caddis Maximus here, this time with a simple review and comparison of the Harbor Freight heavy duty 4 3/4 inch Aero type welding magnet versus their standard duty. I think this is $10 on the shelf. This is $3 standard price. You get them both with the coupon, 2 coupons for like $10.40 or something like that. And so there is a pretty big difference. The first difference is pulling power. The Berger is rated for 35 pounds, where the standard one is rated for 20 pounds. There are some obvious build differences. There's a nice sticker on the Berger. The Berger has a hole in the center where it doesn't have it on the standard one here. The Berger is chrome plated steel plates, double layer to help transfer more magnetism, where the standard one is only single plate. So there's some real obvious differences there. Also, the through hole, you can see where they've rolled over and punched the metal through, so it kind of reinforces the hole there. I think that's also a nice little touch. Both of these do have solid rivets, and Berger, there's a more expensive Berger that's a switchable on and off higher power magnet. Surprisingly enough, it uses hollow rivets. So this is one of the points I had made in that video, and we can see on this one they do use solid rivets. Also, something I didn't realize, I always thought that it was just the raw, whatever it is, Allen Co magnet that they use in these, but we can actually see that there's like a molded plastic kind of ring or protective layer around the outer edge, so I do like that quite a bit. One thing I will say about this magnet that I'm going to criticize a little bit here is they're talking about crane handling. You have to be extremely careful lifting anything with magnets. There is no magnetic system that I know. I did a little bit of research. But all magnets are not rated for overhead loads, for lifting something where somebody may be under it and there's a potential for it to fall on them. Even 5-ton electromagnets, you don't lift a load over somebody's head. So that's one thing to know of. They also need to be greatly overrated. And there's a lot of specialized considerations, such as the thickness of the material, the exact type of material, surface condition of the material, how well the magnet is centered on the material, because obviously even a strong magnet, if you're lifting something way over by the edge, actually this works pretty well on that thick piece of metal, but it will want to pry itself off. You really have to make sure that it's held right in the middle. But if you had a few of these, yes, this could be handy around the shop. Another consideration with magnets is if it's hot material, you get less magnetic stiction than if the material's cold. There really is a lot of safety considerations, and I just see people thinking that maybe they can buy 5 or 10 of these and lift, a few hundred pounds, and they're going to have some big piece of metal fall and cause some type of injury. So I do want to stress that you have to be extremely careful. Although I do believe that this smaller one really does achieve its rated 35 pounds pulling force, because on this thick piece of steel, it really does stick on pretty well. It feels proportionately stronger than even the switchable 90-pound magnet. Although that may be kind of an intrinsic perception. What I do know is when we compare that to the red magnet is definitely a heck of a lot weaker. This one totally fails just lifting this by the edge, where the Berger, much stronger. There just is no question. So it is 3 times the price. That's what you'd expect. One other thing I learned is on the Aero ones, these cutouts are when you're working with thinner products. I mean, it would be relatively thinner. This would be 1/4 inch or 3/8 steel. But you can have one panel on one edge, another panel on the other edge, so kind of holding a corner on the outside edge. And you can also use the Aero to hold a corner on the inside edge. So then, of course, this angle is for 45 degrees, and if you want to do 90 degrees, that would give you a 90-degree angle. That's generally how these little Aero magnets work. They can also be used, and it is a good point for assembly. If you're assembling like metal shells and those types of things, it can be used to help hold things steady while you get nuts and bolts threaded through. Another handy aspect of these is being able to use them like this and make little magnetic shells for your toolbox. This is actually surprisingly sturdy, just with one strong magnet in the middle, and the slightly weaker one on the other side is being held up by the handle there, but that's actually a nice little way to do a side tray. Anyway, I'll include a part number in the description. I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Until next time, Caddis Maximus out.